All right, guys. So, welcome to my Red Dead Redemption Q&A. Yeah, this is the next Q&A we're going to be doing today, and I want to thank everyone who sent in questions. And if you'd like to have questions sent in, as well as check out episode reviews for Alien Earth that are going to be coming up, as well as like episode reviews and movie reviews of other stuff, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the first tier. That'll allow you access to do so. Also, if you want to have like all of that plus exclusive content and Patreon requests done, just hit the link again. Hit the second tier. That'll allow you access to do so. But anyway, let's get started with the questions. And we're going to start things off with David Deister, who asks, if Red Dead Redemption were to get a show or movie adaptation, what studio would you get behind it? That's an interesting question. First off, I don't think a movie would work. I think it had to work as a show. As for what kind of show, I would probably say like what studio? It's a tough one. I feel like I don't know about Universal. As much as I like Universal, I don't know if I could trust them with one, or NBC. Probably say like it would probably work as a Max TV show. I feel like either I would say Warner Brothers or Amazon for some reason. I'm pulling towards those two. Like those two are the ones I'm kind of seeing it because I think they would flaunt the money for it. Second question: what time period would you want Red Dead Redemption 3 to be set in? What time? Okay, time period, because I did see questions similar to this, but I'm going to allow it because it is time period. I would say for the next game, probably go further back, because every Red Dead Redemption game has been going back further. So I would say like 18 to 20 years before Red Dead Redemption 2. I think like get the full cowboy experience rather than, modernization slowly creeping in. So I think that would be kind of cool. Third question: what is your favorite and least favorite character from the franchise? I feel like this is kind of an easy question, right? Let's start with least favorite character. Least favorite character, Micah. Like, it's not even a question. It's Micah. Just, you hate him. You really fucking hate him. I'd also say Bill, but Bill, just hate. Like, it's kind of pathetic at the end of the day. So Micah's the real one. You really we all agree to hate, right? Yeah. So I would say Micah Bell. For other characters, I'm going to say something hard. I don't like Javier Escuela. I don't like Javier because in the first game he's hardly mentioned and he looks just disgusting. Man, he let himself go in that 10 years. But before then, he clearly sees the writing on the wall about Dutch and doesn't want to accept it. Yes, he does have that moment where he's like aiming the gun in the air because he doesn't want to shoot at Arthur and John. But dude, you made your peace, now die in it. You made your coffin, now die in it. That's how I see it. So Javier and Micah. Yeah. But favorite character, it's Arthur. It's not even a contest, right? It is 100% Arthur Morgan as one of the best characters out there. Yeah, so it's absolutely Arthur. I would also say for other favorite characters, of course, John. I love John's arc. I also enjoy. I think Dutch is a fun villain. He's tragic in his own right. I also like Hosea. There's a lot of characters I really like. For the first game, I would probably say one of my favorite characters is Wes Dickens. I like Mr. Dickens. I like Nigel Wes Dickens. He's a fun character, and he has a great arc, even though he is still a con artist. He genuinely likes Arthur. He really likes Arthur as a person, and John. He really likes John as a person, and the two of them have great adventures. And he actually as much as he is a con artist, he actually cares about John. And even at the end when you have to go to Mexico and it's the last time you see him, he wants to see you off, and he's just like, I missed you. I'm gonna miss you, my boy. Yeah, and even in the alternate story of Undead Nightmare, Dickens is like tells you, hey, I can't. There's a place you can go that can maybe be safe, but I can't go. So I'm gonna go meet my maker and see what happens. So good luck to you, John. So I like what Nigel Wes Dickens. Is he a lying, cheating bastard? Yeah, but he's actually like loyal to John, and I like that. Um, so there you go. So thank you for those questions, David. Moving on now to Bill McLaughlin, who asks, which character did you find more compelling, John Marston or Arthur Morgan? Oh, don't make me choose. Don't make me choose between John and Arthur, because that's really hard to do. Like that's to choose between Arthur and John is nigh on impossible. Arthur's story is legendary, but I would like John. John has his like being a family man, and especially in 2 as the backdrop character, as like you see him slowly become the man you see in the first game. And I actually really like the epilogue, because then you see like him getting Beecher's hope, and I teared up when Arthur died, because again, when I got the game, I already knew the ending. Like I already knew Arthur was going to die, and I knew it was coming, but I still wept. I really cried at the end of the epilogue for John and the rest of the Marston family, because I knew what was going to happen to them. And it's this beautiful moment where it's like they think they're going to be happy, and you know it's not going to be like that. So I love Arthur, but the more I think about it, I was like, John. I actually got excited to play as John in the epilogue, because I forgot how much fun he is as a character. No disrespect to Arthur, but John Marston. More I think, but it's really hard to describe to get the two. Second question: do you think Dutch's plan could have worked, or were they always doomed to fail? They were always doomed. Like that's the tragedy of it all, is that they were just absolutely meant to fail from the get-go. That's just the tragedy of it all, is that they were just 100% meant to fail as a group, because it was always one big last score, and that score was always the bigger one and bigger one and bigger one. It was never. It was all. It just. It was like. Yeah, you see that Dutch had an idea. Like Dutch had. Like you see why people believed in Dutch. You really do. But like at the end of the day, you know in your heart that like it's gonna fail, and he's insane. So yeah, it was always doomed to fail. Second question: do you think Dutch's plan? Oh, that was second. Shit, sorry. Third question: would you want the next Red Dead Redemption game to focus on Jack Marston following in his father's footsteps? I don't know. Like, I think Jack's story is kind of open shut, if I'm being honest. And I feel like if we get to Jack at that point, we're basically in World War I, and the Old West is just vaporized. And I like the Old West setting. So I think Jack's story is kind of done. Honestly, I think that's kind of it. So I don't know. I would say I don't think we need to expand more on Jack, honestly. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Bill. Moving on now to Cyborg 19.99, who asked Jonah Hex versus John Marston, who would win? It's Jonah. Jonah has taken on like monsters and time travelers and immortals and shit like that. So it's Jonah. Not even a question. What anime, cartoon... Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. This question. Every fucking time. What anime, cartoon, video game, movie would you cross over with Red Dead Redemption? I guess for anime, I know there's a solid Western anime I'm thinking of, but I can't really imagine it. I can't really think of the name. Maybe Bakuno, because the characters are immortal. That'd be fun. Anime... well, that was anime. Cartoon... Calamity Jane. Yeah, there you go. That's a nice Western one. For video game, well, I mean, what was it? The one where the video game character is a vampire, but he's also a cowboy. That one. And movie, Magnificent Seven. There you go. Or Django Unchained. Third question: what DC or Marvel character do you see existing in Red Dead Redemption? Well, as I said, like we've already mentioned Jonah Hex. I would say for others like the Two Gun Kid. I would also say that's on the Marvel side. Vandal Savage, because he's immortal. I'd probably say like for who else would Bat Lash? That'd be a good one. Yeah, those to name a few. So there you go. Thank you for those questions, Cyborg. Moving on now to Tom Hibbert, who asks, do you think Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare was made just to capitalize on the early 2000 zombie craze? Yeah, they weren't even trying to hide it. Like, for real. They weren't even trying to hide the fact that that was what it was. Like, without a fucking doubt, that was why they did it. But is it a bad extension? No. In fact, weirdly enough, that was my first experience with Undead. I have this thing where I play the games out of order. And my first experience with Red Dead Redemption was Undead Nightmare. I distinctly remember asking my grandmother to get it for me for Christmas. And yeah, I should have gotten the other game too, but like I was so lost in the story, but I just wanted to play like a Western horror game. I'm a sucker for Western horrors. Like I am a dirty slut for if you have a Western horror, I will at least watch it. Like Bone Tomahawk or there's some other like Western horrors out there, but I love the mixing of those two genres. I enjoy a good Western now and again. I wouldn't say I'm a diehard Western fan, but I do enjoy a good Western. And when you add supernatural elements or something different to it, like I'm such like that gets my rocks off every time. So yeah, is it bad? No, but I think it was definitely for that. Did you like? Jesus. Do you think, there we go, John Marston's death is one of the most gut-wrenching video game deaths? Yeah, Arthur's is arguably more gut-wrenching because you see him travel, depending on how you play him as a character, most people do high honor. In fact, I tried to do, like, low honor, but I was like, I can't do it, I gotta do high honor. And it still makes you cry every time. Yeah, so I would dare say that, John's is also gut-wrenching because you think his story's over. And I gotta admit that lull where I was like, are we going somewhere with... Because Dutch is gone and now we're just fixing up the farm? Is there something else that's gonna happen? And sure enough, you gotta, like, John has to, like, go, like, fight the fucking army. Like, the U.S. Army pulled up and he said, bet. So... It was gut-wrenching at the death, but you knew, like, when it was like, we're still doing farm stuff? Where are we going with this? Is it going to be, like, something different? Oh, no. No loose ends. Yep. So, yeah. Third question. What would you say Red Dead Redemption's biggest advantage over something like Grand Theft Auto? I think, personally, it is likable characters. I think there are there is a better story than Grand Theft Auto ever had. Both Red Dead Redemption games had far better stories. They had far better themes. They had far better everything when it came to, and I like, Grand Theft Auto games, but story-wise and also the open, like, the Red Dead Redemption games feel way more open world. You know what I mean? Like, they feel way more, like, they feel more whole. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like one city. It's like a whole continent you're traveling on. And also, the characters are way more interesting and deeper. I feel like that's where the real writing comes from, is definitely from, you know, how they, like, the real writing room is in Red Dead Redemption, and that's why it takes so long to get a goddamn game. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Tom. Moving on now to Alistair Bongman, who asks, while the story of Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 are great, would you be open to another story set that would be, or time, that would be focused on different protagonists or even different cultures and countries? Like a... okay, I see what you're trying to say. A Red Dead Redemption 3 game... with where it's in a different culture or something, then it kind of lose it, don't it? Like, you kind of lose the theme of Red Dead Redemption, right? Yeah, I feel like it would be cool. Now, I would say you could do a Red Dead Redemption game set with the Native Americans, where you play as a Native American and you're battling like colonialism. That'd actually be kind of fun. I would actually like like you can even follow Eagle Fly's tribe at like in their age, and you follow them all the way up to when they're forced to leave and into a new home. So maybe even focus on like Eagle Fly's father or something of that nature. I think that would be kind of cool, is like you focus on the Native Americans. That would be cool. For another time, like I said earlier, I would dare have it, I would probably have it like set further back. Like, let's just keep going back. As for like a different protagonist, this is going to be interesting, because here's another idea for you for a different protagonist. For Red Dead Redemption 3, how about we play as Dutch? How about we actually play as Dutch in the game? I would probably say, like, have it be that this is how we get the Vanderlyn gang together. How did he meet Hosea? How did he meet Bill? Apparently Hosea and Hosea and Dutch met Arthur at a very young age. Like, let's follow the origin of the Vanderlyn gang. I think that would be really cool, is to follow that storyline. And then you could, here's the kicker, like the final mission would be the Blackwater heist. You know, the one they always talk about in the first game and now in the second game, that was kind of like the focal point for the first. Yeah, the final mission of this version of the game is that you kill like the girl gets killed in the Blackwater heist on the boat, and then you have to like panic run and go far north, and that leads us into RDR2. There you go. Right there. You're welcome, Rockstar. You're more you're welcome, Rockstar. There you go. So there's my answer. Second question. There are clearly some supernatural elements or entities that you can encounter in RDR games beyond the zombie tie-in game. Which supernatural entities would you like to see or encounter, like cryptids or mythology, in future RDR games? And would you like to know the specific entities, or keep it vague, that you encounter? Sorry, I had to hydrate. So, I would say, like, it'd be kind of cool for one I always wanted is, because one of the games, they inspired from a lot of Western films. And I remember, like, Red Dead Redemption, when they first came out, it was like one of the games that inspired them was Valley of Guanjay. So I'd like to see a dinosaur one. I'd like to see, like, a dinosaur encounter. That would be fun. Maybe even make it look like Guanjay. Like a non-specific carnivore of some kind. I think another one that would be a lot of fun to encounter would be the Goat Man. I think also Skinwalkers. Skinwalkers would actually be kind of terrifying. And a Wendigo. So those are ones I would like to see. Third question. As an Assassin's Creed and RDR were getting popular around the same time, I'm honestly surprised there was no crossover. If you were given the chance to create an Assassin's Creed RDR crossover, how would you do it? Well, the reason why we never got it is because one's Ubisoft, one's Rockstar, and I doubt the two would ever want to try anything to make money together. I would dare say that how I would do it is probably along the lines of if I was to give it a shot, I would probably say, like, have it be a mission. Like, not even like a full game. Like, have it be a mission set in Red Dead Redemption, and you play as Arthur in this special mission, where Arthur finds himself, well, he's just drinking in a bar, and he runs into a assassin at the time, and he's stolen, like, a piece of Eden, and the two of them, like, Arthur brings him to the rest of the Vanderlyn gang, and they're like, that thing looks kind of cool, and maybe we'll get one last score to get us to Tahiti, Arthur. And then they encounter the Templars and crazy shit like that. Yeah. So there you go. That's just kind of my idea off the top of my head. Thank you for those questions, Alistair. Moving on now to Hunter Johnson, who asks, Micah Bell versus Indiana Jones. Who would win? Yeah, it's Indiana Jones. Not even like a question. Like, it's not even like a, it's not even a question. Like, it's Indiana Jones. It would probably be like, Micah would draw the gun and then it get whipped out of his hand and then he gets shot. That's your fight right there. Second question. Do you think characters like Sean, Kieran, Lenny, Hosea didn't deserve to die? I think that's the problem, is that they all ran with Dutch Vanderlyn. Yeah, they all ran with Dutch Vanderlyn, and you know what that means is that this is the price you pay for, running in this life. That's the story. Like, no matter how good they wanted to be, they were still these outlaws. So it was still a punishment, basically. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. Like, that they were all... I will say the one that didn't deserve to die was Kieran. Kieran, I think, got the worst of it. And he was just a poor guy of poor circumstances. If I was to say anyone didn't deserve how they died, it was Kieran. Yeah. Third question. What would happen if John met the Crystal Gems? I think he would be like, these some weird-ass ladies. What's with all the get-up? I don't get it. That's all I got. So thank you for those questions, Hunter. Moving on now to Mount Vernon Kid. How you doing, Chris? First question. It all started with Red Dead Revolver and the main character, Red Harlow. Would you like to see him return to that character? I think Red Harlow can just ride off into the sunset, honestly. I do like the fan theory that Uncle is Red. I like that theory. And I like that idea that he is Red Harlow. And I like to keep it that way. I think it's a fun idea. Second question. Cryptids have been a part of the series, and what cryptids would you like to be able to hunt? I'm going to answer this one because Chris is asking me specifically, who am I going to hunt? Like if I can hunt the cryptids instead of just seeing them in rare appearances. I'd probably say like Mothman would be a fun one, like take his eyes. I would probably also say the Wendigo, like take the antlers. I'd also like to hunt like some Gator Man, like that would be kind of cool. Oh, Bigfoot. I know we had Bigfoot in Undead Nightmare. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I've been doing a lot of videos today. But anyway, like I was saying, I think that those are just, like, Bigfoot would be really cool. I know we had him in Undead Nightmare, but I would dare say that, it would be cool to see him again, like to hunt an actual Sasquatch. Third question. Do you think John Marston was going to die? I honestly didn't. Like, I had that fear that but when we got to the barn, I was like, this is it. Like, I thought we were going to make it. I legit thought by the end of the game, John was going to make it with his family and they were going to ride out to the sunset. Like, I legit believe that. But when it came to the point of the barn, and I'm like thinking to myself, there's no way they're actually going to kill John in this moment, right? Like, there's no way our main protagonist is going to get killed, and that's the end of the game. But lo and behold, we get to that point, and I'm like, shit. Well, headshots for all of you. Yep. But yeah, at the end of the game, we do get to ride. What I wasn't expecting when we got to that point of like we're dead. The part I was not expecting was continuing the story with Jack in the epilogue. That's what really surprised me, is continuing the story with Jack. But yeah. Anyway, so there you go, guys. Looks like that is all the questions. I want to thank everyone who sent in questions for this Q&A. And like I said, if you'd like to be part of the next Q&A, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon. Hit the first tier. That'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the multiverse.